All right, on this Food City Friday, we got registered dietitian Dr. Elizabeth Hall right here in the kitchen. And you've got one of my favorite things in the world going on right now, because when I grill steaks and stuff, I always like to saute some mushrooms.
Yes, we already got the mushrooms going because this recipe takes a little bit longer. But when we're talking about mushrooms, you know, vitamin D comes up because vitamin D has gotten a lot of buzz lately. Not only, you know, we've known about its role in bone health for a long time, but we're finding it actually plays a significant role in immune health, right? And preventing disease, preventing illness, even preventing some chronic diseases like type 2 diabetes, but it also helps with your mood, right? Mental and emotional health. So a lot of us think about getting vitamin D from the sun or dairy products or even like salmon, fatty fish, things like that. But actually in your produce department, you can find vitamin D in mushrooms.
I love that because I have yet to find a mushroom that I don't like.
Well, that's great. And you know, we have this great brand at Food City called Monterey mushrooms, and they have a whole line of high-end vitamin D mushrooms. So you could get the baby bellas, the portobellas, the white button mushrooms. So we have those in 8-ounce and 16-ounce packages, and they actually have 400 IUs of vitamin D in a 3-ounce serving. So that's 50% of what you need in a day already in just 3 ounces of mushrooms.
And you're fired up about that.
I am. I'm really excited. I think it's the smell of these mushrooms coming through. They smell delicious. And so I've had this going. This is just a simple sauteed mushroom, like you said, going on top of grilled meat.
So easy. It's so
easy to do. And we're going to repurpose this in our next recipe that we do in the next segment. So if you, by chance, don't eat it all, that would be a miracle, right? But you could use it in other ways, too. So I just have this going in a little bit of butter and olive oil. And I had this going for about 5 minutes. And then I'm going to add in...
Let me see if I can do this real quick so we can get it. There we go. That's what it looks like.
So good.
Oh, it looks amazing.
It's really starting to caramelize. You'll see a lot of liquid come out. That's just the liquid found in the mushroom, so that's normal. And when you're thinking about vitamin D, it's actually a stable compound, so it's not going to go down. You're not going to lose that when you're cooking the mushrooms, which is great. So I'm just adding in some red onion. You could also do shallots, you know, whatever you'd like in there. So I'm going to let that go for about 5 more minutes. Normally this would go a lot longer, right? But we have a shortened amount of time here. And after 5 minutes, you're also going to add in some garlic.
And you open that garlic up, and it smells. Oh,
when
you put that garlic in with mushrooms. And the thing about mushrooms too, the flavors you add to mushrooms are the flavors they'll absorb.
Yeah, think about it like a sponge, right? It really is. Yeah. So mushrooms, of course, are a fungus, right? Fungi. So we're getting lots of benefits in there, and of course, vitamin D really is the one that's really, you know, gained a lot of press
especially
lately.
During COVID.
Yes.
There were so many studies and so many articles that I read during the COVID pandemic when things were going really badly across the country. People were like, we need to get more vitamin D into our diets, and this is a great way.
We saw a lot of studies show, like, if you didn't have enough adequate vitamin D in your body before you got sick, that could increase your risk of getting sick or increase some of those more negative outcomes. So you really want to make sure, if you've never gotten your vitamin D checked before, that could be something to talk to your doctor about, and making sure to get enough vitamin D in what you're eating, get that sun exposure as well. So lots of different ways to kind of get it, but I was super excited about getting it from the produce department, right? Because we always talk about the benefits of fruits and vegetables and fungi, like your mushrooms here, all of those vitamins and minerals you're getting in there. Plus, it adds that umami taste, right? That taste, but it adds
that savory element in there.
Exactly. It adds that to lots of different recipes, and we're going to show you some more ways that you can enjoy mushrooms in the next segment, too.
And I'm looking forward to that. You're also going to be telling us you went down to a mushroom farm and where Montereys are raised. We're going to talk about that. So many great things. And you know, Elizabeth, one of the great things I love about mushrooms, they're so versatile.
Yes, you can use them
with any kind of dish, and we're going to talk about that as well. It's coming up in just a few moments, and we're going to talk more about mushrooms, vitamin D, all the great things that you can do with mushrooms. It's coming up just a little bit later, but if you want to check out some great recipes, go to foodcity.com.
The preceding portion of Daytime Tri-Cities was sponsored by